So my meeting got cancelled this morning, and I have done my therapy session this morning. So I thought I would just do a random video with a nugget of pointless insight again, because that's kind of what I do here on my Instagram. So this insight is kind of about the process of getting over something. And that can kind of mean, like, that can encompass something like grief as well. And that's not something that you ever get over categorically. It's something you start to live with. But what I mean is, if there's something that you're wanting to get rid of in your life, you want to purge something, or there's a bad habit that you've created and you want to get rid of it, or there's a person or a situation or something that you're really connected to, but you kind of know it has a negative or a toxic impact on you. What I kind of was going through in therapy is kind of talking about some stuff and attachments to things that you know are kind of not good for you. And one thing that's really interesting is there is sometimes a huge disconnect between what our logical brain knows and what our emotional space feels and is kind of dealing with. Sounds kind of obvious, but what I mean is that you can know something isn't good for you. You can know a person isn't good for you, a habit isn't good for you, a pattern isn't good for you, a substance maybe, addiction to social media, bad spending habits, a bad relationship, whatever it may be. And your brain has gone through the process of understanding it's toxic. You might have a physiological response to it. You might get really stressed. You might feel depressed after you've kind of done the behaviour or engaged with a person or engaged with something that you're kind of a little bit addicted to, or at least very attached to. But our emotional centre sometimes has not caught up yet because of, by nature, the attachment, the intensity of the attachment to whatever it is. So sometimes it's really important to give yourself a little bit of grace and compassion and understand that although your logical brain knows this can't continue, this pattern needs to end, this chapter needs to close, whatever it may be, having the compassion to understand that emotionally you might not be there yet. So it might become a process. And you might have to start with little baby steps. Now, friends and family and loved ones sometimes can kind of give you all this advice. A therapist can give you advice, for example, and say, yeah, this is really bad for you and you need to get rid of it. And on the surface, that advice is like super simple, and you might think, okay, yeah, you're right. You are not wrong. You are right. But then the actual process is always more difficult. People that want to do, 30 days no drinking, or they want to stop texting their ex, or whatever it is, the actual process is the difficult part. And I think what we do is we kind of put a lot of pressure and stress on ourselves, and we say that we are not good enough because we've kind of relapsed into a behaviour or engaging in something that's toxic for us. And fundamentally, we need to accept that second component, that your emotions are going to take much longer than your practical brain to kind of meet in the middle. So if there's anything that you are kind of working through at the moment, just know that everybody's working through those things, and that everybody has to take the process. It doesn't happen straight away. So I know sometimes there's a lot of pressure from other people to just be done with the situation. You might feel like you can't speak to your friends and family about it because every time you kind of go back, they're judgmental about it. But it's okay that it's going to take some time. You have become addicted or attached over a certain period of time, and accept it's still going to take some time to get yourself out of that situation. But every day, a little step, you're getting there. So even if you've done X amount of days and then you have a relapse, it's about having the compassion with yourself to know that sometimes you're going to have to fall off the horse quite a few times before you get back up and you actually make progress. And small steps are progress. But I think we're so obsessed as a culture of progress all the time, of moving forward all the time, that we don't understand that sometimes the actual process of growth and evolving and moving forward is sticky, it's messy, it's sometimes painful, and it's sometimes circular. We sometimes go back around the houses quite a few times before the lesson fully integrates. So just know that you're doing great every step of the way, you're doing great. And when those moments happen, when you fall behind or you feel like you've taken a step backwards, remind yourself that this is sometimes part of the process. It's not going to happen overnight, and it's about showing up for yourself and getting back on that horse.